Hi. I'm going to be a little bit quieter for this one. But I've mentioned before that I feel like a lot of people my age don't have a good grasp on their voices. And what I mean by that is that when I listen to them, there is a distinct lack of vocal inflection. And this whole video is going to be about subtleties like that, so I encourage you to rewind, pause, study just my movements and my voice because that's what I do with other people. I study their movements and their voices. And what's particularly noteworthy, I think, is that a lot of people my age, like I said, have the same very flat, very. L. Ron Hubbard, I was never. If you were expecting me to say I used to be a Scientologist, no, absolutely not. But I did watch a clip of L. Ron Hubbard talking about the dangers of Xenu once. And the way he was speaking, the vocal intonation of which he spoke, was suspiciously similar to the way that you see people talking in YouTube videos and live streams and in shorts and shit these days. And a while ago, one of my brothers showed me a video of one of these guys actually explaining like the reason that they talk in that horrifyingly flat voice without any pauses or gaps. It's because it's like an advertisement trick. I remember someone I knew. She was my taxi driver for a while. She had a degree in advertising, and she said that her experience in advertising, learning what that is, was basically learning a bunch about human psychology and then finding ways to exploit it and manipulate it. Which is unfortunately a great deal of what a lot of people are doing nowadays. And which I guess should encourage you to read more Carl Jung. Anyway, vocal inflections. another thing Another thing that I've noticed a lot of people are lacking these days too is gestures. Hand gestures. In particular, there seems to be this one gesture that's very popular, and I do not like it. And I might have a little bit of a hard time recreating it because it's so weird that it makes me physically uncomfortable. It's like they lean back and stick their hand out, but make this motion like they're grabbing at you at the same time. So it does like that. I don't like that. That is that's not only counterintuitive, that's counter to itself because you don't know what you're doing. You're leaning back as if to say I'm making space between you and me. You're putting your arm out as if to say I don't want you in my presence, but you're also making this grasping motion like come here. This does not make sense. If you want to talk about just scholars' cradles, nobody does that anymore. Not a lot of people. Not seriously. And when they do, they're usually doing like this, like, I am so intellectual. Just bask in the glory of my smarts. Oh yes. Kind of shit. A lot of people, if they even bother to know what they're doing with their hands, they just keep them like this. Rock steady, not moving. No creativity, no variations, just maybe this. If they really want to look like a fucking priest who's disregarding all of your problems. Gestures. Subtleties of human communication. It just feels like people are forgetting them. Don't turn this into some kind of things were better back then bullshit. They were not. They definitely were not. I'm willing to replace, people not knowing what to do with their hands with all the horrible things that were in the past, but that doesn't mean That doesn't mean it's not a presentational issue. It still is. And when what you do is talking and presenting yourself in public in front of a camera like this, then you ought to know how to carry yourself, I think, and how to sound interesting and at least try to appear interesting to some degree. At least don't just make something that a fucking robot can make. Or at least don't sound like you're on Valium all the time. I don't know. I think it's related somewhat to the phenomenon of brand logos getting more and more oversimplified as time goes on. And a lot of people like to complain about that too. And a lot of people like to blame this, that, and the other thing. And some people blame fucking SSRIs. Okay? But reality says, and reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, does not go away, says that it's really just a marketing thing. It's, like I said, it's mind control. It's, well, we have this nicely polished, well-designed logo, but some people it draws in, and some people it turns them away. So what is the most generic, people-pleasing, mass market option we can do? Text. Just straight up Helvetica, sans serif, slightly rounded. Yeah. I'm upset at it. But the solution is not tearing other people down and saying, oh my god, you're a problem, and you're a problem, and you're a problem, and you're a problem, and you're a problem. No, that doesn't help anybody. That just means we have bad art and fewer artists to help us combat it. Try making something. If you're the sort of person who is compulsively tearing shit down, stop. Add something to this world instead of subtracting from it, for once. Please. Please. Thank you. And I hope that the next time you listen to somebody with an interesting voice, you can at least tell. See you later.